So I am struggling big time tonight. This week I had made the hard decision to walk away from my marriage. Mental health runs in my family quite heavily. And I'm finding myself like not wanting to eat. I don't want to cook. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm exhausted mentally and physically. Today I've been really feeling down on my decision and questioning whether I'm doing the right thing for my family, whether I am doing the right thing for myself. I am feeling lost in this world, feeling like some days I don't belong, and I know I do. My children need me, I know that. But the guilt of following my heart and being true to myself and no longer ignoring my inner intuition to leave this relationship.
Woman, I can barely hear you. Turn down the sad background music. And if you weren't aware, she's the one who adds this music. It's not me. It's not HL Talk That Thought. It's her. Trying to get the people who watch her content to feel emotions, trying to get them to feel the same way she feels. She's trying to move you emotionally. And it's just cringe, and I can't even hear what you're saying.
Has been so difficult, and I hope that one day him and his family will forgive me.
Welcome back, family. Today we will review the real reason modern women are just so unhappy and miserable people, no matter what the circumstances they find themselves in. We will see it that by reviewing this woman who decided to destroy her own family for a reason that she doesn't even know. It doesn't matter if they are around happy people. It doesn't matter if you treat them good or bad. It doesn't matter if the sky is blue or dark. Modern women will always be unhappy because of the fear of missing out. Let's start by watching this woman asking for forgiveness, while second-guessing her decision of leaving a 13-year-old marriage for absolutely no valid reasons.
Hey TikTok fam. So my previous video nailed it on the head on how I felt. And today I've been really feeling down on my decision and questioning whether I'm doing the right thing for my family, whether I am doing the right thing for myself. I am feeling lost in this world, feeling like some days I don't belong, and I know I do. My children need me, I know that. But the guilt of following my heart and being true to myself and no longer ignoring my inner intuition to leave this relationship has been so difficult. And I hope that one day
I just can't get over the fact that she's adding this music to the video. I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying.
him and his family will forgive me.
Listen, lady. I believe that your ex-husband's family already forgave you, and they are probably just trying to move on from you since all you care about is your so-called happiness that you can't even describe. If you have to keep on questioning such a big decision every time, that just means that it was the wrong decision. You just got emotional and decide to leave without even thinking of the consequences of your actions. Guys, remember that she mentioned her previous videos in the beginning of this clip. Well, let's watch that video to
I kind of, for the most part, I did grasp what she was saying. She just sounds like a drama queen. You just got to think about it. It's like modern women like this, they don't really have any respect for duty. You know, it's like, there was no real reason why she insisted on leaving. Did he cheat? No. Did he abandon you? No. Is he physically abusive? No. Okay, what did he do then? Well, you know, it was not really what he did. I'm just unhappy and I'm lost. And I need to put myself first before my kids and my husband and the glue that holds this family together. To do what? To go find herself. Let's keep playing and maybe we can get to the bottom of this. Why she actually left the guy.
Understand what she is talking about.
I think one of the most painful feelings in the world is having to break someone else's heart. Let me explain.
Say that again. Let's replay that.
What she is talking about.
I think one of the most painful feelings in the world is having to break someone else's heart.
Oh my God. Okay, so she broke someone's heart, probably divorced or dumped a guy. And now she's here playing the victim. Claiming, well, she's actually the one experiencing one of the most painful feelings in the world. That's crazy. It kind of reminds me of like when kids are playing and one of them hurts the other. To avoid getting in trouble or being scolded, they'll pretend they're hurt too, trying to shift the focus away from what they did. Unbelievable. I can't believe. Let me replay that.
Painful feelings.
Understand what she is talking about.
I think one of the most painful feelings in the world is having to break someone else's heart.
The more you play it, the more ridiculous it sounds. I'm sorry.
Let me explain. Sometimes love is not enough. I'm gonna say it. Sometimes you can be best friends with someone, you can be happy and everything, and it's just not fulfilling you. So what do? You have to look them in the eye and tell them that, right? The person that you've built your life with, that it's just not working and you're not happy anymore. And that shit hurts. And it hurts even more when you see how much it hurts them. But I want everyone watching this to know that you deserve to be happy. And so do they. And neither of you should settle until you find that.
How much proof do you need to see that most modern women will leave a healthy relationship for something that they don't even know? It is all about the thriller of satisfying their forever changing emotions. These women are openly admitting that they left their marriages and destroy their families for nothing. You just can't make this shit up. And the worst part is that they always portray themselves as the victim no matter what the circumstances are. And this next clip will show exactly how she will try to victimize herself the same week she decided to leave her 13-year-old marriage by her own free will.
All right, so I am struggling big time tonight. This week I had made the hard decision to walk away from my marriage. We just weren't getting along, so on and so forth. It was just time.
So that's it. That's the reason. That's what I was looking for right there. We just weren't getting along. Just wasn't really working. And that's the thing. That's what it seems like most of these divorces are. It's not that he cheated. It's not that he's physically abusive. It's not that he abandoned you. None of these really serious reasons. Like, just weren't getting along. It's pathetic, man.
Along, so on and so forth. It was just time.
It was just time. Well, whose decision is that? And I'm sure, I don't think we're actually going to hear her say it in this video. I think she already did, actually. She said she left him. So she initiated the divorce. She said, it was time. And it's like, well, you realize it's up to you, right? It's not like there's some other element at play here. It's literally it's up to you. You can stick it out. You don't have to divorce the guy. You don't have to split up your family. And the thing is, like, I get that not all relationships and marriages work out. I really do. But honestly, these women just don't seem capable really of committing to anything. I mean, the irony is, men are constantly accused of being commitment phobes, having Peter Pan syndrome or whatever, being accused of being the ones being afraid of commitment. Usually you'll hear women say this as they get into their 30s and they want to speed run commitment. They want to rush things and they'll say, oh, men aren't committing. Men are afraid of commitment. Yet, if you hypothetically, I think I said this before, but if you could remove women's ability to initiate divorces, well, then the divorce rate would drop to about 15%. And so, it's not 50%, 15. So it kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Who's really afraid of commitment? Who's really incapable or not capable of commitment? Like, legitimately. They get bored so easily. Let's keep going.
He took the kids camping at his parents' for the weekend, and I'm home alone. And mental health runs in my family quite heavily. And I am finding myself...
And, not to nitpick here, but she says mental health runs in her family. What do you mean? Every human, I guess you could say, has mental health. You mean mental health issues? I'm not trying to nitpick, but it's weird. What do you mean mental health runs in your family? It doesn't make sense, but whatever. I am nitpicking.
Like, not wanting to eat. I don't want to cook. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm exhausted, mentally and physically. So for any of you guys struggling with tough times, keep going. You're not alone. We're here together. We can band together. And I'm so lucky to have my family, even though they're a few hours away.
She decided to leave her family, and now she is trying to blame it on family mental health. These modern women just want the freedom and the power to do whatever they want, but with absolutely no responsibilities. They forget that with great power comes great responsibilities. Now they want to come here on social media to form groups of unhappy people because we all know that misery loves company. They try to convince themselves that their childish decisions to not commit to anything is part of being strong. They make stupid motivation videos like this next clip to try to make themselves feel better in their misery.
Well, let's just say it, let's just say what it is. Many modern women are not familiar with the concepts of commitment, devotion, duty, selflessness, and steadfastness, ultimately. And as I was saying before we got into this next clip, they just get bored really easily. And, the real issue here is that they're obsessed with chasing their feelings and constantly seeking new sensations. And this makes it tough for them to stick with relationships. Especially if these relationships last beyond like 5 years. The longer these relationships go on, the harder it's going to be for them to stick around because, once the excitement fades, they're bored, they're unhappy. It's incredible. They're just not built for it anymore, man. And it's sad. If I were to make the statement that women of today are more selfish than they've ever been, I don't really know that someone could convince me that I'm wrong. Growing up for them, they've always been told to do what's right for them. They've been taught a very selfish way of thinking. It's all about them. They can really do no wrong. As long as they're happy, fuck it. Whereas men have been told to do what's right, and women have been told to do what's right for them. That's a common saying for a good reason, because it's true, and we see it. And the problem is that when these women when they create a family, now all of a sudden they have to start thinking about other people, and their happiness doesn't necessarily come first. But they still act like it does.
Bug.
Your growth game has been incredible lately. It's positive, it's exciting, it's what you've been striving for. And yet it can feel challenging, lonely, and sad. Because here's one thing people don't talk about. Growth leads to grief. There's an old part of you, an old life that is literally dying away. And that's not always easy. Worth it? Yes. Easy? No. You can be ready and excited for what is to come while grieving what you are outgrowing. You keep going, okay? This is all part of the process.
Modern women will always be perpetual victims. They always find a way to victimize themselves, even though they are the ones that create all these problems for themselves. It's all self-inflicted wounds. Now, this next and last clip will prove to you how modern women actions are so reckless. In the midst of all this saga she created, she will decide to go in an unknown location with some random guy.
Well, on that last clip, she's saying growth and grief go together. I mean, growth doesn't usually involve tearing everything apart and calling it progress. What this woman is going through isn't growth, it's grief. But she's trying to rebrand it as some butterfly emerging from its cocoon to make herself feel better. That's why they frame it this way. It's all rationalizing. It's all cope. But in reality, it's just a mother dismantling her family. For what? Why? Well, because we weren't getting along and it was time. We kept disagreeing. Okay, well, if that's why you're going to split up your future relationships, I doubt they're really going to last that long. I mean, she said she was with this guy for 13 years. It's a long time. But I don't know. It is a long time. But if that's the reason she's going to be splitting up relationships, initiating divorces, good luck, right? Well, like I said, it is just a mother dismantling her family. As harsh as that sounds, that's literally what it is. How is it not? Because why? Well, because they just weren't getting along. It was time. She had decided it was time. And for what? Because she's ready to move on and go find herself. Is this the grand entrance into her divorcee era? Seems like it.
It's always about chasing the thrill with these modern women. But let's just watch.
So I decided to take a trip to the mountains today. The kids are with their dad camping for the weekend with his family, and so I felt it was important to take some me time before the weekend and getting stuff prepped for our house listing.
Yeah, again, me time. It's all about me time. All right, I need to chill. Out.
On Monday. I'm a mixed bag of emotions right now.
I'm sure you are.
Not sure what to think of it. I planned this trip to go hiking with some random people, and they never showed.
All of us can already guess that the random person that she planned to go on a hiking trip with was probably some random Chad she has been pursuing online, thinking that he can commit to her.
I don't know. She said random people. Sounded like a group. Maybe some sort of Facebook group. Facebook hiking group or some shit. I don't know. And maybe there was a guy in that group she was interested in. That is weird, though.
Modern women prefer to chase after Chad and Tyrone and get pumped and dumped than to focus on their families. This is one of the real reasons these modern women leave their stable marriages for no good reasons. They believe that they can find better than their husbands in a blink of an eye out there. She literally got stood up by this random guy, but she will probably keep on chasing after him because that's how irrational these modern women really are. Like I said in the beginning of this video, it doesn't really matter what the circumstances are. Modern women will always be unhappy people, because they focus more on what is outside of their relationship instead of appreciating what they have in their relationships.
That's a nice view. Holy shit.
They listen to random miserable people online that give stupid advice to try to draw them into their misery. They follow whatever they see on social media that pander to them, telling them what makes them feel good instead of hearing the truth. Fellas, do not think that you can make a modern woman happy. She will drain the hell out of you if you try to listen to what she is telling.
Yeah, don't think you can make a modern woman a wife. You know, that's about it, isn't it, with this video?
You to do to make her happy. Instead, watch her actions and act accordingly. And above all, don't forget to keep your head up, focus on your goals, and everything else will follow.
Check out some of these comments real quick. I was struggling. Yes. What's your affair partner's name? Ladies, if you decide to foolishly wreck your home, don't talk about it on the internet. My husband and I have been married for almost 19 years. I'm not going anywhere. If he tries to leave me, I'm going with him. No, sir. We're doing life together. Nice. They all want to be 15 years old again. I see it everywhere. Even grandma is on Insta. It amazes me how women have to put this crap on social media. Isn't that the craziest part about all of this? Is that we're actually able to get a glimpse into these women and their thought process and how cliche the things they say really are. Dude, this woman right here threw me. Oh my God. Should we listen to what she said again?
It's not working and you're not.
I don't know. I kind of want to hear it again, just how ridiculous it is. The cope, man. The cope. Oh, the cope.
Of this clip. Well, let's watch that video to understand what she is talking about.
Let's hear it.
I think one of the most painful feelings in the world is having to break someone else's heart.
Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. That is unbelievable. And this woman on the left is just like, this is such great advice. Oh, brother.